Welcome, acolytes. Today we actually have a little some update for the Illuminati situation from none other than Evangelina Skov. Now, I think that the entire Illuminati situation is just absurd. I really hope she loses, and I'm not gonna talk too much. It's just something. I dislike this person. This is all you have to know from my side. And I think I just gonna freaking say, yeah, let's start. And by the way, if you like my content, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, press the notification button. You know the shebang. And let's start, won't we?
Still fighting her case, and it honestly isn't looking very good. I mean, if we're being real, it never looked good, but it's looking worse than ever, especially considering her new court documents that have just appeared. This time, Illuminati and her legal team have responded to Felix the Kit Kat's motion to dismiss. Most of Illuminati's complaints against Felix the Kit Kat hinge on this conversation right here, which is between Felix and Blair. If you're caught
And it's still about this F. Oh my god. For those who actually don't know what's about, the Illuminati is a big creator that actually plagiarized a lot of things. She didn't put her work in it, and she's just drama all the time. Although she should be actually a channel that just focuses on freaking basically giving information and being against firms that actually do the same thing as she does, so hypocritical to the end. And now she's just putting out drama for no apparent reason.
up with the story, you will have seen it before, but Blair asks, are you short on rent? Do you need money? How desperate are you to get money? And then follows this up by saying, I will give you $200 to dig up dirt on the Click, a former member of Sad Milk and a former friend of Blair's. We were originally shown a redacted version of this on the Click's channel.
Imagine being so petty that you don't even focus on the court case. You just want to dig up dirt to harm the reputation of the person. How effed are you?
And in that, Felix the Kit Kat's username was removed to keep their anonymity. But this was being used to show the point that Illuminati was trying to dig up dirt on former friends behind the scenes in order to make them look bad. And that she was even willing to pay people to dig this up for her. That is how serious her vendetta against them was. Now, as you'll know, Illuminati is trying to sue Oz Media, Wonderstruck, and Felix the Kit Kat. And we've gone over multiple different motions to dismiss and responses and different things. You can catch up with all of that with the link in the description, along with all of the rest of the Illuminati situation, which will include a more in-depth recap on everything that we've just discussed now. But Illuminati was trying to sue Felix the Kit Kat for showing this conversation, which she is claiming is breaking contract, breaking NDA, giving out business secrets. Felix's team filed a motion to dismiss this. Felix the Kit Kat, through his attorney, respectfully requesting the court dismiss plaintiffs, aka Illuminati/Blair's, claim for breach of contract brought against him by Pyramid Entertainment LLC and Blair. And they're requesting this because of failure to state a claim upon which relief can be granted. The allegations against Felix the Kit Kat in plaintiff's second amended complaint fail to even allege any instances where Felix disclosed confidential or proprietary information in breach of the non-disclosure and employment agreements referenced by Blair in the second amended complaint. Essentially just saying that there is no exact example of what he has done to break these non-disclosure and employment agreements as she is claiming in her case. The second amended complaint alleges one instance to support plaintiff's breach of contract claims against Felix, which relates to the screenshots of a conversation between Felix and Illuminati. And they say that this has absolutely nothing to do with the proprietary information that is being referenced in the employee agreement, which they're claiming that he broke. So if it's not referenced there, how could he have broken anything? The First Amended Complaint and the Second Amended Complaint all fail to identify any confidential or proprietary information that was misused by Felix the Kit Kat. And because of this, it should be dismissed.
Yeah, and as she just said, it basically just got dismissed because they were freaking too lazy to actually prove a single thing they claimed. They just claimed it and then just basically effed off. They thought, yep, this is the thing I want to go with. Exactly this. And it's just so absurd for me. You have to invest so much. I assume money isn't the problem for her. So, yeah, no, it makes sense. Like, if you're that petty, yes. No, it makes sense.
In support of this motion, Felix the Kit Kat respectfully submits the following. They start off by saying that Illuminati's allegations don't actually show any kind of breach of contract. It goes into detail of all of the things that were in the first and second amended complaint that Illuminati filed, saying that a lot of it wasn't actually referencing anything that Felix the Kit Kat actually disclosed. It then goes on to say the alleged disclosure of Felix the Kit Kat of admittedly private messages where Illuminati used the word, I'm going to redact this, but it's the or word, does not constitute disclosure of proprietary information, nor company history, operations, affiliates, a bunch of other words that were in the contract, which I'm not going to read now. Basically, just what this means is that none of what he's shown breaches anything that was detailed in their agreement. And then
yes. Okay, I'm going to repeat myself again. As I said, yes, basically she's shown nothing. Nothing. Literally nothing. And for some effed up reason, she still tries to get away with this. This is absurd. This is truly, truly absurd in my mind. But hey, sadly, this is how it works. I hate it.
Talks about how a lot of the claims that Illuminati makes in her claim are completely conclusory. So she's just saying, yeah, this is probably what's happening or what's going to happen. For example, that all defendants began creating a plan to effectively ruin Blair's business, reputation, and life is clearly conclusory. Paragraph 68 makes the conclusory assertion that defendants are in breach of these agreements by using confidential or proprietary information. Paragraph 70 merely asserts the existence of breaches and asserts that they have caused Blair to incur damages. And it just ends with, plaintiffs have already amended their complaint and should not be granted further leave to amend. And now Illuminati has responded to this. So we're going to go through it.
Yeah.
It is just as, in my opinion, nonsensical as usual, but we will read it. And just a reminder that I'm not a lawyer, I have no legal background. Everything that I say about this is based on my opinion and my understanding of what I'm reading. And just to say as well, the person who originally found these documents was Mad Catster. He wasn't the one who originally found the last ones. I don't believe those ended up on Reddit. But these ones are from Mad Catster, so check out his channel as well. He makes really good content. And also do send him some love because he had a difficult situation with his cat recently and it's very sad. So I'm sure he would appreciate some nice comments and things like that.
Yeah,
do go check out his channel. He found these. Pyramid Entertainment and Blair and the council respond to defendant's motion to dismiss claims for breach of contract against him in the second amended complaint. The motion asked the court to conclude that defendant's disclosure of a private work conversation did not violate his confidentiality agreement or his non-disclosure agreement with his employer. This is talking about the motion to dismiss, in case that was unclear. He does not dispute that he was subject to these two agreements. He was. He does not dispute that he disclosed a private work conversation. He did. He does not dispute that his disclosure caused Blair damage. It did. Instead, he disputes whether his disclosure of these conversations breached those agreements. And then it goes on to talk about the second amended complaint, which we covered as well if you need a reminder of what that's about. But that was filed by Illuminati/Blair and her legal team. And it says that in that there's sufficient factual matter to allege that Felix did breach those agreements by disclosing a private work conversation. And then we move on to Illuminati and her team's argument for why their case should go through and not be dismissed.
Yeah, in slightly simpler words. He did this to me. So this is how I read it. Like, by the way, this voice was for Illuminati, how she reacted to the things you just heard. So, and I think it's pretty accurate. So, at the end of the day,
dismissed. Claim 1, breach of the confidentiality agreement, goes on to say that the confidentiality agreement prohibited Felix from using confidential information, blah blah blah, lots of businessy legal speak, basically giving out businesses secret information. And that was during the term of Felix's employment with Pyramid.
Without any As I said, no freaking competent or beyond of the shadow of a doubt or of a reasonable doubt freaking proof.
LLC, or any time thereafter. The confidentiality agreement, which is referenced in the second amended complaint attached to this, defines confidential information and proprietary data to mean information and data not generally known outside the company concerning employer or its businesses and the employer's business and technical information, including but not limited to patent applications, information relating to inventions, discoveries, products, plans, calculations, concepts, design sheets, design data systems, design blueprints, computer programs, algorithms, software, firmware, hardware, manuals, drawings, photographs, devices, samples, models, processes, specifications, instructions, research, test procedures and results, equipment, identity and description of computerized records, customer lists, supplier identity, marketing and sales plans, financial information, business plans, cost pricing information, and other concepts or ideas involving or reasonably related to the business or prospective business of employer, or information received by the employer as to which there is a bona fide obligation, contractual or otherwise, or the employer's part not to disclose the same.
Exactly.
Just to interject here, you guys don't see how much I have to cut out of my videos because I stumble over basic sentences. I mean, I was saying one sentence a second ago that I had to film 10 times. But this, apparently, this I can read in one go. What is that about? Something that Mad Catster pointed out is that this is very based on techie stuff and science stuff, and that it was probably just a boilerplate confidentiality agreement that was found online somewhere. It's not specific enough to her actual business, which is clear because it says things like blueprints, computer programs, algorithms. I mean, I don't claim to know the ins and outs of her business. Maybe she got some kind of algorithms going on somewhere. I don't think so. Test procedures and results, equipment, like it's just stuff that doesn't necessarily seem relevant for a YouTube
for the case. It's irrelevant
channel,
for the case.
and something that doesn't necessarily seem relevant to a conversation that was had on Discord and then shared with somebody else. So the point of this is that Felix the Kit Kat.
Yeah, and basically all of this is, as I'm gonna repeat myself,
shared this conversation and it's breaching the confidentiality agreement. But the confidentiality agreement doesn't necessarily say anything about, well, anything that really covers this, at least from what I can see. Maybe just the broad first bit, information not generally known outside the company, or the last very vague bit, all other concepts or ideas involving or related to the business, but this doesn't feel like an idea related to the business. And also to me, it seems like this conversation was very personal. It didn't feel like a work conversation. It was never brought up in relation to Illuminati, the business.
She's right about
this
it.
was a conversation between Blair and Felix. Blair asking, hey, do you need money by any chance? Felix saying, yeah, actually bit stuck. Her going, well, great, because I need you to dig up some dirt. Has nothing to do with Pyramid LLC, just, a different thing. So in my view, as somebody who does not study the law, this does not seem related. As alleged in the second amended complaint and revealed by the unredacted screenshot above, which they obviously showed the screenshot of the conversation, the relevant redacted portions obscure the username Felix the Kit Kat, the username of defendant. Felix the Kit Kat's disclosure of the screenshots therefore shows Pyramid's owner, Blair, directing defendant, Felix, an employee of Pyramid, to perform a sensitive task using Pyramid's data, to ferret out instances of the use of a slur, and promising additional compensation for the task's completion. As he conceded in the motion, this conversation was private. A couple of things to point out here. First of all, it says, performing a sensitive task using Pyramid's data. What here is Pyramid's data? Now, Mad Catster thought this might be referring to the fact that Felix was asked to go through old Sad Milk videos to find the click saying a slur. And he was questioning whether there was some business relationship, a legal relationship between Sad Milk and Illuminati. But Illuminati actually made the Sad Milk contract public by sharing it on a Google Drive, as she did the
So yes, basically she says, no, you cannot open it, and she does the same like herself. It's just absurd.
This on her Illuminati exposed video. She has obviously redacted all the personal information, but in it there is no reference to Pyramid LLC, to Pyramid anything. The only reference to Illuminati is to Illuminati being her username, to being Blair the entertainer, and her channel name, Illuminati. There may be some other parts of this contract that just weren't made public for one reason or another, but it doesn't look like, at least from this, that there was any relationship between her company and Sad Milk. The other thing to point out here is that it says, I'm promising additional compensation for the task's completion. What I would like to know, if the $200 was sent to Felix through company funds, added to a pay slip of some kind, as a bonus, as overtime, whatever you want to call it. I don't have an employer, I don't know anymore. I just don't have any employees, so I don't know. Or if it was sent by Blair, as Blair, to Felix. Because there is no mention of this being a work thing. There's no mention of this being a job or an employment situation. It's just, hey, I'll give you $200 if you do this for me. That is a little bit...
It's basically, yeah, as she says, there is no working here, there is nothing, it's just, I'm gonna pay you, dig up some dirt. Point 1, point 2. There's...
Strange, because if it's not an employment situation, then everything that they've just said here in this paragraph seems a little bit irrelevant. And it's also alleged that Felix wasn't even working there at the time, that he was not working for Illuminati at the time that she asked him to do this, to dig up dirt on the clique. So if he wasn't employed, then again, everything said in this paragraph is completely irrelevant, and also he can't have broken any kind of confidentiality, because the confidentiality agreement would only be relevant to his time as an employee. It does say that he can't share information about the business during his time there or thereafter, so meaning after he quits or he's fired or he leaves, whatever happens, he can't share business information. But if this was something that happened before he was an employee, to my understanding, that does not fall within the NDA. This is a completely different situation.
And yes, she's correct about that. If it happens before he was an employee of hers, it's totally irrelevant at this point. It's that simple, or pure legally. So yeah, she's correct about that. As far as I know, by the way, I am also not a lawyer or something like that. I am just someone who actually had some experience in court, different things like that, and that's why I can actually, with a high degree of assurance, say that yeah, this is more or less how it works, or how it could work, or yeah, like Pi mal Daumen, as we say in Germany. Oh god damn it, the talking and doing this is stressful, for F's sake. This is just no, and I missed, for fuck. Wait, yeah,
it's not new.
What?
Employer situation, it's just a situation. It's worth repeating, the conversation was private. This means the information and data were not generally known outside the company concerning the employer or its businesses. This is directly taken from the conversation agreement. Confidentiality agreement. I'm sorry guys, I'm really tired today. So this is just trying to tie it back to show how he broke the confidentiality agreement. But if the conversation was private, as they're saying, and not a work conversation, how does it break a work confidentiality agreement? Riddle me that.
It doesn't.
It then goes on to talk about the Uniform Trade Secrets Act. It's not entirely relevant to read that now. Then we move on to the next claim. Claim 2, breach of non-disclosure agreement. The NDA prohibited defendant Felix from disclosing company history, operations, affiliate-sensitive PII to include but not limited to an individual's employment or ownership status in any organization unless it directly interferes with Pyramid's operations, associated addresses and phone numbers, and any information regarding an individual's involvement in Pyramid events or operations, because disclosing information could cause irreparable harm to both Pyramid and or its affiliates. Seriously, what is that about? I can't say a single other sentence, but these... I have a missed opportunity to have a career as somebody who reads those like warnings at the end of pills on American ads, which is completely irrelevant, but I saw American ads for the first time because I watched the Grammys whenever that was, and all of your ads are about pharmaceuticals or they have celebrities in them. All of them. It was very strange. It was fun to watch, though. Felix's disclosure of the screenshots breached the confidentiality agreement and also breached the NDA. A boss giving an employee a compensable task on a sensitive subject is classic company operations, and information regarding an individual's involvement in pyramid operations. The second amended complaint therefore sufficiently alleged a disclosure by Felix that violates the NDA. Again, the issue here is whether this actually falls under company information. If this was just a conversation between Blair and Felix the Kit Kat, not between employee and employer, and also if he wasn't actually employed at this time, or if he wasn't paid through the company that was employing him allegedly at the time, then this doesn't stand. The NDA doesn't matter anymore because this would have happened before that, or it would have happened in a non-company setting. The NDA wouldn't account for anything that doesn't have to do with the company or happens before it's signed. There's just a lot of different variables here, and it's all looking just a little bit weird. Plaintiffs respect.
I mean, you can still try it, basically. You can say, you can offer the incompetence of the judge, and that he says, no, this happened after the contract or something. So, yeah.
Requests this court to enter its order denying the defendant Felix motion to dismiss claims for breach of contracts to... See, I can't read that sentence. Claims for... That says clams! Right? That says clams. That absolutely says clams. Oh, I can't breathe. I haven't laughed this long in a very long time. I can't continue the sentence. I can't pull it together. I need to pull it together. I'm being a professional right now. I'm at work right now. Ooh. Okay. Right.
Holy shit, just because it says clams.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna read it. I'm sorry. I know this is so annoying, but I can't help it. Okay. And I ran out of water as well. This is terrible. Right. Conclusion. Wherefore, plaintiffs respectfully request this court to enter its order denying the defendant Felix motion to dismiss clams.
Clams? Professional freaking lawyer, by the way. Just saying, this is what you're paying for. This is beautiful.
For breach of contract. This is not that funny, I'm so sorry. For breach of contract against him in the second amended complaint, and for any other relief this court deems just and proper. I'm sorry, I'm so aware that it's not that funny, but it's just saying that... Listen, I can't type shit. I get stuff wrong all the time, right? But just to see clams... And it's the conclusion as well. Could you not have proofread the conclusion? I've gone red. Oh my god. Holy hell. Right, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Important information for
I mean, that's it. That's it. I was going to do more of a proper conclusion, but I've lost it. I've lost it entirely. So this is the end. I'm sorry for losing it at the end there. It's not...
It's fine, it's just human. But at the end, yeah, it was horrid to see her left it. For some reason, yeah. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. At the end, it's just... The entire situation is just absurd. And it's so dry that what she just read. And I could, for the love of me, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do a better job in it. And I really, really tried. So, as it is, it's fine. I think that's all acolytes for today, and I just have to squish some robots. Good night.